So these are some Maris Piper potatoes. We're just going to cook these very gently in some very cold, well-salted water. And then, so these are the potatoes when they're done. They're about 80% cooked. And we take those and we're just gonna chill them for about a few hours or overnight. And then once they're nice and cooled and the skins have come off, just going to remove the skins. Okay, and then we are just going to grate the potato on the largest holes on the box grater. And then that is our finished product. It's the grated potato. It's cooked about, again, 90%, so it's got a bit of firm texture to it. So this is just a little bit of potato starch. All this does is helps to dry out our mixture a little bit and makes the rosti a bit crispier. Although not the most traditional ingredient, it I think has generally a positive benefit. There's just some thyme that I'm just going to pick lightly, and to that we're just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and give that a good mix. Right, and then so that is our rosti mixture. Just gonna let our pan get nice and hot. It's important that you use a fairly heavy bottom frying pan so it retains the heat when the cold potato goes into the dish. And I'm just using a bit of cold pressed rapeseed oil, which is a nice rich oil, and a bit of butter. That starts to foam and brown a little bit. Just gonna add a thin layer of the grated potato. You don't want to push that down too much because you want to allow the strands to crisp nicely. I'm going to take some of that grated Gruyere cheese. Just do a thin layer. As that melts, the oils from the cheese are going to melt down to the bottom of the pan, and that is going to add flavor and color to the top of the rosti. The cheese is also going to help to bind the whole thing together. And then there is another little layer of potato on the top. I'm just going to lightly push that down, still keeping it quite loosely packed. That is ready for a flip. There you go. You can see how the butter and the oil have kind of gotten to all those crevices, and it's given us a really nice crispy surface. Just press that down really lightly, and that's just going to cook for like a minute or so. So this is a slab of smoked streaky bacon. It's really nice stuff. It's from Dingley Del Pork. Really good quality pork and really nicely cured and smoked. So I'm just going to take a nice chunk off. Just quickly remove the skin. Okay. And then we're going to cut some really nice thick lardon. So now that the rosti is nicely pan fried, we cook these in 2 stages. So I'm just going to remove that to a tray and allow that to cool and allow all that to kind of get stuck together nicely. Just put that off to the side. And then here in another kind of heavy bottom pan, we're going to take the lardons into the cold pan and just allow them to melt their own fat out, and then just cook and crisp up. So there now, the bacon is getting nice and crispy. Then I'm gonna add a bit of black pepper. Turn the heat down, and a little bit of maple syrup. And just the tiniest splash of Tabasco sauce. And there we are. I'll just turn the heat down and save those for later. So now we've got a rosti that's partially cooked, sort of rested, and I am just going to crank the oven up to about 210. And in the oven, we've got this really heavy cast iron plate. So what we do is we just take our rosti, we slap it on there, and that helps to crisp it up. Right, so this is our Tomette de Brebis. It's really lovely, mild, semi-soft sheep's milk cheese. And we're going to cut a nice thick slice of the cheese. All right, so the rosti is looking nice and golden brown. I'm just going to transfer that to a tray, top it with the cheese, and then just pop that back in the oven to melt for about a minute. So now rosti is nice and crispy, cheese is melted, but not falling all over the place. There we go on the plate. And then our maple glazed bacon. And then finally to finish, a few slices of shaved black truffle.